We're still here in Tok. We're gonna visit a couple gift shops and then maybe drive up to Chicken, Alaska. It's about 2 hours one day. Big moose they got encased in glass. Hard to see with the reflection of the glass. It's a really unique log building. It's got big burl posts and rails on the front porch. Off an old dredge machine. Oh, we made it to Chicken, Alaska. It's about almost a 2-hour drive from where we're camped in Tok. Up the Taylor Highway, pretty good, except the last 15-20 miles had a lot of frost heaves and rough patches. So there's a cafe and shop down there. It's the main town of Chicken. In fact, you can see from this angle, maybe you can see the sign on the roof. Originally a miner's town. Now it's mostly a tourist town that people come across the highway from Dawson City. About another, I think it's about another 70 miles, which we were going to do, but they did not open the border. Into Alaska, from Yukon to Alaska. That border's closed until June 1st, next week. This is the old Pedro dredge. They moved it up here from southern Alaska. It operated from 1938, I think, till 1969. Over 30 years. And then this is unique art. Folk art. That chicken there on the hill is made of old high school lockers that they got from a high school in Homer, Alaska, down on the Kenai Peninsula where we're going to be later. And they assembled it down there and brought it up here on a truck. It couldn't go over 20 miles an hour. That's probably, I'm just guessing, 500 miles away. So Chicken is one of those towns in Alaska that has no utilities. All they have is a generator, a town generator. These are the public restrooms, otherwise known as outhouses. They've got all kinds of old mining equipment set up for panning, and that's one of the tourist attractions, is panning for gold. Got a few campsites, cafe. And then there's another section of town as well that has another gift shop and restaurant, I believe. There's the Alaska state flag and the looks like they got a house built on top of an old Jeep. Sailor Highway coming back down from Chicken, Alaska, to where we're camped at Toke. Highway heading north of Toke. Next stop's Delta Junction. The end of the highway. The mountains are really showing up. This is the Alaska Range. End of the highway. Alaska Highway. From here on it's called the Richardson Highway to Fairbanks. 1,422 miles. Some good roads, some bad, but great scenery the whole way. Supposed to be an example of how big the mosquitoes are in Alaska. And unfortunately we can't even go in the visitor center. The whole town just dropped electricity. There's no electricity at all here in Delta Junction. Only one gas station's open, running on a generator. This is still the Denali River that we've been following pretty much ever since before Toke. That bridge we crossed on Toke. This goes all the way, parallels the Richardson Highway into Fairbanks. And I did mention we did pass just north of Delta Junction, about 10 miles, our first sighting of the Alaska pipeline. It's the third longest bridge, water crossing, at least for the pipeline. There's actually an expansion offset in the pipeline over the water. It was pretty impressive. Just couldn't get over in time to take pictures. This is the visitor center in downtown Fairbanks. First stop to decide which way we go today. Bicycle repair stand, and there's a bunch of them in Canada, and they're all over now. This is the Antler Arch at the visitor center, and the river walk behind it. Multi-use bicycles and pedestrians. This is an original log cabin from pre-1910. And it's close to its original location. Or not. This is our site at River's Edge RV Park in Fairbanks. It's our last night here. We head for Denali tomorrow. We paid a little extra, $5 I think, for called a riverfront site, but it's into the loop. That's the Chena River. It's a popular river, especially on Memorial Day weekend, for looks like rental rafts. It's just barely long enough for us. Close to everything. We're about 10 minutes away from everything we went to today. I'm not sure this is legible on the screen, but it's a marker commemorating George Parks, the naming of George Parks Highway, 1978. Born in Denver, Colorado. An engineer that helped design a lot of the military highways. Made it to Denali. Just had a great lunch at the 49th State Brew Pub in Healy, about 10 miles back the road. Great menu, good beer, good setting outside. We'll take the dog with us on the patio dining. It's just an example of one of the lodges. I'm assuming that's probably one of the cruise ship lodges that are scattered along the highway before we get to Denali. So this bridge is where private vehicles, that's as far as you can go in a private vehicle. It's where we have to turn around. It's the Savage River Bridge, and there is a trail on the other side. We stopped on the way down here to try to get a picture of the bear. We saw a grizzly, or I saw it. We couldn't get a picture of it. He kind of went into the trees before Josh could get out and get a picture.
Maybe a better
Caribou traffic jam.
There's no ram on these cars.
So we are looking at the north and south peak of Denali. We didn't even know it. It's actually clear enough today that it's below the clouds. Denali is actually one of the lower, from this angle looks lower, but it is the more snow-covered mountain farther on the horizon. That is Denali. Along with all the snow. The other mountains just look taller because they're miles closer. Tomorrow on a bus ride we'll get probably a better view if it's this nice of weather. It's unbelievable. It's 60 degrees here, but it's 70 down at our campground.
window there. That's it. Yeah, just take a picture.
No, I was going to.
Karma's in sight.
Okay.
Mount Denali. Bus driver Matt in the black coat and tan hat, and very good host. Our first restroom stop. This past Technica River. Got an overlook here we're going to go see.
us too, because he's my guy.
In other words, there's not a glacier feeding into this little stream, so I see people occasionally catching grayling out of that. Now we're almost getting to the point where a lot of the females, a lot of the hens have found a mate. And I think pretty soon what you're going to see along the edge of the road are just males who never found a female during the beginning of the mating season here.
So the south is the rounded one.
I heard so. What's great is we'll see it all the way back.
Two white splotches of snow, and the one lake comes out this way. There's a little dark spot, and there's two white spots.
Oops, sorry, you're good.
There's two white spots. See them?
Oh yeah. Let me pull up a little bit further and kind of start.
White spots there just a
Just kind of sitting there. That's usually how we see them, folks. Way up high.
So this is our campsite at Denali National Park and Preserve. Right now it's Tuesday morning. I think it's last day of May, May 31st, day after Memorial Day. Plan is to go see the sled dogs. They have a kennel here in the park with demonstrations and so forth. And I've got the generator running. You can run the generator like most other parks. 8 to 10 in the morning and then 4 to 8 in the afternoon. Trying to keep the batteries charged. There's the dog kennels trying to get to the dog kennels, so the ranger's making us wait for the moose.
To go backing up.
He's going the wrong way. Okay, the moose moved away so we can come down and see the dogs.
Alright, we gotta go to the safety station and turn you loose. You are able to walk around and pet some doggies for the technical and traffic control.
Do you like some love? Oh, is that the butt scratch? Yeah, no. Oh, good ball.
Dla rangerów zimą są przełowcami. Nie używają specjalnych to jest taka tradycja. Druga kwestia jest taka, że przytulimy tego, no ale niech on tu przyjdzie. No zobaczy i poszedł. Nie reagujemy. Fajne Damianka, nie?
Gladys is getting a nice sun tan. There's a happy dog story.
Grammy. Oh, I got one of the dogs.
She would have been.
Yeah, well, 1867.
So on our flight out here, we from Stanley out of here. Well, yeah, well, Stanley is like the sign posted to population.
But it's the most gorgeous.
As you can see, they're very excited. They know what's happening next. Okay, so who here has been to a ranger program before? Raise your hand. Any national park? Now keep your hands up if you've ever had a ranger run away from you. Well, congrats. Everyone raise your hands, because I'm about to run away very briefly. You heard the logistics rule before I run away from y'all. We ask that everyone stays behind this rope. You will get the joy of seeing how excited our sled dogs get, and we get to run on our little training cart. This is not NASCAR, so they will just do one loop around and come back here. So we ask that you just stay behind, get your pictures from a distance. Our sled dogs will sit here, so you can get lots of pictures throughout the program. As you can see, they're all getting excited. So in the next few minutes, while I run away, we ask you to stay behind, watch, and listen how excited these dogs do. They love their job.
Lead dog's ready to go.
Zazwyczaj to jest pies, który ma nasze najlepsze relacje.
Wasn't that pretty cool, folks? Yeah. Got some good puppies today that are not, sadly not puppies as much as I wish they were. But these are some really amazing athletes. As I mentioned on the bus, these are strong athletes. They work really, really hard, but right now they are on vacation. So their vacation consists of seeing some amazing visitors like you guys and demanding, and I say demanding, belly rubs and butt rubs. They love it so much, call it their summer bonus. Now, these dogs, as I mentioned, are working dogs. Our parks have been around for 100 years. Back then, we had a bigger problem with poaching. Because there's many towns and around here, there was no Three Bears, there was no grocery store. Alaska was not much in 1917. So, hunting, sustainability, fishing was the key to surviving and eating in early Alaska. So, poaching was part of the reason why the park was even first established. It was made to protect the Dall sheep. The Dall sheep is an amazing species which Henry Carson was determined to protect. First say, but she is a very, very good dog. So you can watch her head home. Everyone say bye, Pekka. Bye, Pekka. Next we have Cardi. Like I said, she's part of our party group. She likes to have fun, but she's also a very good girl, and she'll be running home by herself. So you watch her, head straight on back. Hello, Dargo. So, with our dogs, some of them, like I said, are trained to just run straight home. Some of them will run into the office. Lucy Pepper wants to go home. Okay, Dargo wants to go home. Who wants to run? You want to say bye, Marty? Next we have Dargo, who's very excited to go back to his house. Oh, my mistake. I was wrong. That was Sled. One day I will remember all of their names. They're just so good. We went to Corey's Puppy Bowling. Last is Gladys. Oh, she wants to take a drink. We got a seat in our sled kennels. Look at her go. The vision of grace and beauty.
You're fine.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm going that way.
Oh, okay.
Pennsylvania and shipped here via the Panama Canal by boat. There's our suspension bridge. So I was mistaken. That first bridge we crossed was over Hines Creek. This is Riley Creek with the suspension bridge. And they come together just downstream of the railroad bridge. This is still used by the Alaska Railroad. There's a trip you can take from Anchorage, I think, all the way up to Denali National Park on the Alaska Railroad. It's one of their scenic railway tours with famous Alaska flag colors of blue and yellow. We just missed seeing it. We heard it in the distance, but we didn't get down in time to take a picture of the train. We should see it quite a bit in Talkeetna. That's where we'll be camping in a couple more nights, taking a sightseeing trip over the glacier. This is rest stop just a mile north of the Denali Park entrance. Area called Manana Canyon. This is the Manana River. And the canyon is down a little farther. I wish I had stopped and got pictures. But anyway, this looks like where they launch and retrieve rafts. A lot of liveries here for rafting, zip lining, and jeep tours. Got everything. part of Alaska. These trees are orange bark like our river birches back home. Like one in our front yard. This is the first time I've seen them here. I don't know if they're native or just were planted at the rest stop.